Welcome back to this week's Real Country File. Stephen is at Pullford Dairies in Lancashire, where there's some calves being born, and Angelo is at Shrewsbury Auction, where she's looking at farmers getting health checks. Anyway, this week, spring is here. Is it a full spring? Are we going to see an Arctic blast coming back? Who knows? I've managed to get some fertiliser onto the OSR. Done all the OSR. We got a little bit of wheat that was quite backwards, so we put a little dose on that as well. I've seen that on sort of like social media, lots of other people have been out on their OSR as well, getting stuff done. Jeremy Clarkson. So I did this debate the other week at, I forgot where it was, Harper Adams, like a question time debate, and one of the last questions was, has Jeremy Clarkson been good for the industry? I believe he has. He's highlighted it to other people, what is going on farms every day, how difficult it is to make money, all the different challenges. Anyway, his second series is now out, and I have only watched the first episode. A few negative things on there, like apparently he's been stood in a telehandler bucket fixing something, which is obviously not very good for health and safety, but he talks quite a lot about the challenges with local planning authorities, especially around diversification. So I'm led to believe in future episodes. Has anyone been watching? What does everyone think? Is he good for the industry? Is he bad for the industry? Really interested to hear your thoughts. Anyway, let's get over and see what Stephen's been up to in Lancashire.
So Becky, we haven't seen you for a good few months. We came along early doors with the Real Country File, and we had some cattle judging, I think, didn't we, with the young farmers?
Yeah, young farmers, and how many they could get in a tractor.
Yeah, they did well. They did well.
They did.
We're just interested on touching base with you, finding out really, you know, what's the state of things. Things have moved on 6 months. Good, bad. I think we've had three prime ministers since then.
Yeah, there's nothing that much changed here, really. Everything's still carrying on. We've just farming tends to run on a calendar, so at the moment we've just got these sheep in for lambing. We started lambing end of January. These are some of our low yielding cows that we have on this side. All the high yielders are on that side. But we just have these just close to the house so we can keep an eye on them, so they're all due to lamb in the next week or so.
You're predominantly dairy, but you do run quite a few sheep as well, don't you? How many are you running?
Yeah, we're milking about 160 dairy, but we have all the followers as well, so there's about 425 on site, and we've also got about 80 breeding ewes as well.
And a cow very interested in the camera as we speak. The costs since we last spoke, we did have, you know, we're joking about the changing Prime Minister, but we have seen interest rates changing, electricity, gas, that kind of stuff. How's that affecting you and production on the farm?
We've just invested in some solar panels.
Okay.
So we're going to put some solar panels over here where the milking parlour is, and then at a later date, when we've saved up a bit more, we're going to put some over at the dairy to help run the machinery over at the bottling plant over there. So we've just decided to just carry on and see what's happening. I know the government are putting some things in place to help mitigate the price of energy. So,
have you seen any of that as a farmer? Have you had any of that?
There's a lot of information coming through,
right?
About where they're going to cap it. Certain industries can get you know, some money towards the energy. Not all farming industries can. Dairy processing is one of the industries that is eligible. So fingers crossed.
You'll be able to get a bit for that side of the
yeah,
business.
we might do. But at the moment, you just, it's all up in the air and nobody really knows. Nobody really knows what's happening.
And Becky, in terms of the winter, we're still in February, so it's not gone yet, and we're in East Lancashire, so we can get a turn, you know, right up into May, can't we? But how's it been so far for you?
The winter's not been too bad. We've not had too much snow. And snow, because of our location, is like, can be a problem. It can be a problem here, just getting out on the milk rounds and getting the milk delivered. We've just turned some sheep and lambs out that I'll show you later, up on the top there, which is quite high up, but they do so much better outside. Once they've lambed, we want to get them out as quickly as possible and get the sheep eating grass.
Get them on the grass.
Yeah.
And there does seem to be a bit of grass. It looks a little bit greener this week with that bit of sun.
We've had a good week, a good dry week, and once you get some sunshine, it does get going, and we're getting lighter days as well now.
You're going to get eaten. So overall, though, you're still really positive about the year.
Yeah.
You know, you're still cracking on and taking it in stride.
Business is still good. Milk rounds are doing well. You know, you always feel like you're teetering on the edge with the milk rounds, and then something will surprise you. And I've just got a new customer today with one, so it's, you know, it gives you a boost and thing like, yeah, well, we can keep doing this. And you know, everybody needs to eat, and everyone needs, you know.
We were talking a few weeks ago with doorstep delivery, saying that actually the price between the supermarket and doorstep delivery now, there's not a massive amount of difference.
No, it's actually more expensive now to get your milk from the supermarkets than it is to get it delivered.
Right, okay.
On our milk rounds,
right.
Yeah. So a 1 litre carton in the supermarket costs like £1.30, and on our milk rounds it's like £1.10. So it's like...
And you're saving having to go and get it.
It's quite a saving, it's quite a saving. But no, I think the supermarkets have just struggled a bit with the prices going up. Right. And I think they've just sort of...
So we've just moved the cow from the equipment, but it is her farm, to be fair, and now the dog's having a go. Yeah. But you said the supermarkets have got added costs, they've got big stores to run. They're still the number one purchaser of goods from farmers in the UK, aren't they? You know, and there needs to be something perhaps said about the middle people that are working between you and the supermarkets. It's complex.
Yeah, it is complicated, and it's everybody's expenses are going up. But you know, if you think of the amount of fridges that are in a supermarket, it must cost a fortune to run that as well. But luckily, none of our milk goes to the supermarket, so
you're all right.
So we're all right. Yeah.
We better go. Before we get eaten, we better go and have a look at some sheep then.
Yeah.
Now, not sure if the camera equipment is going to survive that anyway, but now over to Angelo, who's been raising farmers' blood pressure in Shrewsbury.
Now, we all know that farming is a physical job, it's long hours, it's hard on the body and it's hard on the brain. So there's an initiative at Shrewsbury Market this week to focus on the health of farmers, and they've actually brought in a van to do health checks with farmers, and it's being run by Shropshire Rural Support. So let's go and have a chat to Andy Bev, who's been involved in organising everything. So Andy, you've been involved in organising this mobile clinic coming to Shrewsbury Livestock Market today. So what's it all about? Why bring it here?
In other counties they have farmers have field nurses and to do health checks, and I thought, well, why not have it in Shropshire? You know, farmers are notorious for working long hours, lone working, and we all have health problems of various sorts, and why not have, rather than farmers who are a bit reluctant to go and see the doctor, why not bring the medics to the cattle market, and then they can have the health checks here. If it works here, we're hoping to roll it out to the rest of the cattle markets in Shropshire.
So I'm here now with Hannah, who's one of the medical team here today. So Hannah, what is it that you're actually looking at specifically?
So we're given the opportunity today for the community to have a go at having their blood pressure taken. So we will do an average of 3 readings. And then we will have a discussion around lifestyle support. So this can involve support around actually what their blood pressure is showing at the time, but also it can lead on to other conversations around support they feel they need personally. So this could be lifestyle around physical activity, healthy eating, this could be mental health support, or sometimes it's just an opportunity to come in and just have a bit of a chat, really, have an opportunity to have their blood pressure taken, what they've probably not had done for a while, and like I say, then just give them some form of intervention to help them longer term.
So Charles, you've just been in the medic van, so they took your blood pressure presumably?
Yeah.
What do you think of this idea generally about giving a medical van to farmers?
It's a good idea. You know, it's handy. You've only got to walk out there and have it done and see how your heart's going on. Yes, it's a very good idea.
So I'm here now in the cattle section with Jonny Dymond, who's one of the auctioneers here. So what have you actually been doing this morning?
So we've been greeting all the farmers and taking the entries this morning. So we've got 71 dairy cattle today. So we're just here with the fresh section and the first of the fresh cows, and then weanlings as well. There's 180 of those coming in, or it could be 200 by the time we're finished, I think.
Okay, right. So a busy Tuesday morning then for you generally?
Yeah, good. Tuesdays we like trying to make it as busy as possible. You know, we're all here every week, and you know, trying to offer a good service to the farmers and do a good job as much as we can. So, yeah. And
obviously, throughout the country, there are getting fewer and fewer livestock markets. I mean, we've got none in Cheshire anymore at all. With other avenues of places that people can sell online, is there still a place for a livestock market?
Well, there's no replacement for the transparency of trade that the livestock market gives you. We're going to be the ones, when the trade changes, we're going to be going first with it. You know, everybody has to base it somewhere, and we move instantly with the market. You can guarantee without the markets, there would be a suppression in our trade.
And the more buyers you can get round the ring, the more you can...
Yeah. Competition creates trade, and you know, and if we're in the hands of 1-2 people and they're telling us what our stock's worth, you know, it's not a particularly nice business to be in. You know, we always say we buy everything retail, we sell it all wholesale. Well, we certainly would be if we're selling to big conglomerates and supermarkets constantly.
But in terms of actual farmers getting together, not only to buy, but also to meet and just from a social point of view, an incredibly important part of the community, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, farming is a very isolating industry if you allow it to be. And we're trying to promote, you know, we've got a very good cafe here, we'd like to have a friendly atmosphere, and sort of, you know, we're here as a, you know, I'm not going to say we're an agony aunt, but we're a point of contact for a lot of folks. A huge amount of talk, and you know, this is how people get knowledge of the market, knowledge of the trade, knowledge of prices. You know, this is how it's done through a traditional open market chat around the coffee table. You know, a lot of our customers, surprising how many of them are very savvy on social media and technology, but there's nothing like talking face to face.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a brilliant initiative for Halls to get involved in the medical van that's here today and encourage people to come along to keep their mental health and physical health.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I think we all, it's almost too well documented how hard it is to get into your GP surgery at the minute. Again, I know farmers are just a tough breed. You know, you've got to almost be on your hands and knees before you go into a GP surgery. So, you know, getting somebody to come to them, giving them a chance to have that look through, and if, you know, if one person finds something and they're on top of it early, you know, we're so proud to be part of it.
That is about all now for this week. We are going back out now. Joe is going patching up some wheat, sowing some wheat. We've been patching up wheat as well this week. So some of the poor areas we've gone in with the drill and stitched up, some mainly headlands, and then we've done some fields that after potatoes that were quite behind. It's been unusually dry for the first sort of week or two in February. But what have you been up to on the farm? Let us know in the comments. We're really interested to know. And if anyone wants to send any videos in, don't forget, do that. If you've made it this far, it'd be great if you could click like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and other people being able to see the videos. Quite a bit of work goes into making each one. So but anyway, thanks for everyone that's watching. Thanks for all the sponsors as well. And we'll see you next week.